Yo, it's your boy Carl Anthony. Here with another video. Welcome to Black Coffee Daily. We're going to get right into the show. But before we do, please hit the like button. Subscribe if you're not subscribed. And send me a comment, man. Write a comment below. And let's get into the show, man. So, the NBA versus the vaccination. Look, there's many players that are starting to speak out more about not wanting to be vaxxed for the C virus. And, you know, Michael Porter Jr. just came out and said that he doesn't feel comfortable, doing it, and he doesn't think that there should be a mandate. And, perhaps I agree with the fact that it shouldn't be a mandate. But he also just received this $200 million contract. I'm sure it's signed, sealed, and delivered for the most part. And I wonder, was he waiting to make his proclamation about not wanting to be vaxxed, after he signed his extension? Because if that's the case, it makes sense. And very smart to do so. Because I don't think if he would have said this maybe 2 weeks ago, that they would be trying to extend his contract, just off the mere fact that they know he will not be allowed to play in certain cities based off whatever mandates that the government has in those cities. And quick interruption, I do have my black coffee today with a little cream, and it's brought to you by Bulletproof Coffee. Shout out to Dave Asprey. Had to save a little bit so I can do this stream. Anyway, Kyrie Irving is another one who's seemingly not vaxxed. I'm not going to say he hasn't made a proclamation whether he is or not, but the fact that he didn't show up for Media Day in New York, where you have to have a vaccination in order to participate in certain activities, he didn't show up. And so he won't be able to play in any home games if he doesn't get vaccinated. So the NBA didn't make it a mandate for players. So I believe that, and I agree with them not doing it, but at the same time, what they're going to end up doing is still a lot of players who are anti getting vaxxed are still going to be not playing and not contributing to teams when they go on certain road trips or even in their own hometowns. And it's going to affect the money, especially if it's star players. If it's any star players like, LeBron level, Giannis level type of players, if they're not vaxxed, eventually people are not going to want to come to these games because they know that their star players won't be there. Now, it wouldn't matter if a player like Andrew Wiggins, who's also another one who doesn't want to be vaxxed, if Andrew Wiggins doesn't play, it's not going to hurt the bottom line of Golden State as far as, viewership or, people in the seats. Let's just keep it real. But a player like Kyrie Irving, that could be very, very detrimental. And it also can bring down the marketing of, his new shoes and anything that's, surrounding the brand of Kyrie Irving that, he may not be in full control of himself. And so we're going to see how the vaccination or lack thereof is going to really affect the bag in the long run. Like, what is it really going to do? How's it really going to affect people in the long run that don't want to be vaccinated or, choose to withhold information about their choices? Now look, I am vaxxed, and I was, to be honestly, very, very against getting vaxxed, and I still am, actually, to be honest. And the only reason I did it, I kind of did it in solidarity of my son. He was, he wanted to do it, and he has to do it also to play sports in high school, you know, and he wanted to do it regardless. So the day I was going to take him, I said, you know what, I'm gonna just take it with you. And then literally 2 days later, I got a mandate from the city of Chicago that we all city workers have to get vaxxed. So it kind of came in handy. I'm still indifferent about it, but whatever. It is what it is, and you know, I made a decision. I'm sticking with it. I'm not in the position financially to, you know, withhold my job, to walk off my job. Now, you could have the option, I think you may have the option of getting tested every week. I don't want to get tested every week. And maybe that's the better option. Maybe it's not that bothersome, I guess. But the fact that you would have to do it every week, I don't know. I don't know if that's something I would want to, you know, take on for an extended period of time, just getting your nose constantly rammed, for weeks upon weeks. And I'm hoping that the vaccine is what they say it is. And I'm hoping that it's not some kind of covert plan to, ruin your DNA or anything like that. But hey, we're in crazy times here in this world, and we don't know anything, to be honest. So when it comes to, you know, doing your research or whatever the case may be, you don't know what the research is. Even if you do your research, you still don't know what the research is, because from one doctor to the next, it's different information. Some doctors will tell you, hey man, it's great, go do it. Another doctor will tell you, hey, you know, it doesn't matter. I mean, you just don't know. I don't know. Information, I don't think you'll ever get to the full truth, or whether it's good or bad. Okay, so you got to be solid in your own decision making and figure it out for yourself. And you know, and if it's gonna mess up your bag, you got to be willing to take that on. You know, hey, like if you can afford to lose your job or anything like that. See, that's why you want to get into the realm of what I call FU money, if you know what I mean. Because if you get into that realm where you're just financially, you know, stable and free, and that whatever your source of income is not going to determine whether you fall or, you know, fall off. If you're at the point where in your life where you have enough invested in enough liquid money and other assets that you can still have a great life without the job, the corporate job or whatever kind of job you have, if you lose that job, you can still sustain your lifestyle, and you want to forego that, cool. That's where you want to be. So it's really a thing where as a human being, as a person, you really got to start thinking about, like, really trying to establish yourself financially to get to the point where you can have choices and options to make whatever decision you want to make. And that's where I stand. You know, I don't, you know, anybody who has the choice to not get vaxxed, I'm with you. Don't do it. If you don't want to, don't do it. And if you do want to, hey, do it. You know, I'm still leery about it. You know, even getting it. But I made my decision. But moving right along, I came across a story about how, you know, it was Mo Gaudat. Former Google employee, was talking about how with artificial intelligence they're trying to, like, basically create God, and the ramifications could be apocalyptic in nature. And so it's in my opinion, I used to be anti-internet, and here it is. I'm doing most of the things I do is on the internet. But when I was like in my 20s, in my early 20s, I'm like, man, I hate the internet. The internet is the devil, and whatever. And so, and I guess what I meant by the internet is the devil is that the things you can do via the web, via technology. It really was about technology more than anything than just the internet. It's getting a little out of hand. The level of autonomy that things are gonna have from a digital landscape. It's in a digital landscape. It's like you got a lot of moving parts when it comes to the level of security and surveillance and all kind of things that are kind of cutting into the fabric of who you are as a human being. And we're talking about artificial intelligence is starting to have the brain power of millions of minds together, right? And we don't know how far it's gonna go, and I think that's what's scary. And if AI starts taking over, you see it in the movies all the time. You see movies trying to give you warnings, basically, telling you that the robots are gonna take over and gonna control everything. And I don't know. I don't know what we're gonna do. So you gotta really, really think about your place on the digital landscape. And you gotta, I don't know, man. I don't understand how we're gonna rectify this situation. But Mo Gaudet is kind of trying to figure out a way to counter the effects of AI. And I don't know if it's too late, but to me, you have to destroy some mainframes or whatever. But I think we're so far gone as far as everything. If you think about it, you go into Amazon, the new Amazon stores. I know you can, they have it to where you can just pay without just by entering the store, because you got your smartphone is on, and you don't have to use any form of payment. Everything is with your phone, and it's all, we're into cryptocurrency, and everything is turning away from human things that were innate to humans. You know what I'm saying? And it is a little scary. It is a little scary. And as many technological advances that we have that makes things better or more convenient for us, is also adding to the detriment of the human fabric of this nation, of this world, period. So we just got to think about what that's going to mean in the future. What's that going to mean for the way we learn and everything? You see movies like Transhumanism or Transhuman with Johnny Depp, where they kind of put the stuff in the back of his head, like the little wires, and they were uploading his brain to the internet, and kind of I don't know, it's just, it's always been my theory that science and technology does want to play God, does want to prove that there is no God. So yeah, I think we're playing with fire. Just my opinion. But you know what? That's gonna end the show. And look, I'm here every day just about. I missed one day this week. I was a little under the weather. I was COVID free. I took my test. It was COVID free, thank God. And now, man, I'm getting my health back in order. I'm taking away, I don't know if taking away some of my vices, which is money, and keeping my cards away from me, so that I can, you know, make sure that I don't have excuses for overspending and eating the wrong things, and, you know, not making good decisions. So I got to get the health in order. I got to lose this weight, get shredded. That's what I'm all about. So till next time, tomorrow, hopefully got a more fun show. And hit the like button, subscribe. It's your boy Carl Anthony, Black Coffee Daily. Peace.